Hey everyone, welcome back to BrowncoatNerd. I've got a quick, short, and sweet video for you. This is just going to be the initial shooting impressions of the Wolf Performance A1 upper or T91 upper. I didn't shoot a whole bunch of rounds through this. I'm only at around 250 rounds, but my history and overview of the gun, I didn't have a chance to shoot it before making that video. In my accessories video, I haven't had a chance to shoot it, so I just kind of want to tell you what my first impressions were, what I thought of it. Obviously, this isn't really a durability review or anything. It's only got 250 rounds, hardly broken in. But I want to let you guys know also, I have a correction to make. My first video, the history and overview of the T91, while I was getting my notes ready for that, I was waiting my T91 to show up, so I actually did not have it in hand. And I was going off of Michiko's video on barrel thickness, and I don't think he was incorrect. From my understanding, they've kind of gone through minor changes of these uppers and what they've done to them, importing them in. So I think it was correct for the upper that he had. However, on mine, not so much. So anyway, so the pistol length uppers, which I believe were 12.5 and 14.5 inches, he said the barrel thickness on those, I believe he said was 16 millimeters. And then for the 16-inch barrel length, the barrel thickness was 18 millimeters. And I've taken this out twice shooting. And the first time I took it out shooting, I didn't really even realize quite how hot the gun had got. And I put it in my gun case, and it's kind of a cheap one that I was given for free, probably for airsoft or something, but it ended up melting that case. I don't know if you can see that there. Most of it picked off. But anyways, in the process of doing that, you can't really see it on camera here, but I noticed it looks like there's a slight step down from that barrel once it left the gas block. So I went ahead and got out the old calipers and measured the thickness of the barrel. And from the gas block out here, it is actually 17 millimeters thick. If I can get that prop back up there. So I was 1 millimeter off. Just wanted to clarify that. I have no clue if on the pistol length versions, if they're making those also 17 millimeters thick or if they're still 16. So just wanted to update you guys on that little goof I made there. I wanted to correct that. Not that it's a big issue, but there it is. So like I said, I took it out over 2 different shooting sessions. I only had a chance to shoot around 250 rounds out of it, and what I shot was this Federal American Eagle 55 grain ammo. I did not have a single hiccup. Watching some of the reviews, it looks like some of people are having almost like a break-in period with these. A lot of times they'll bring up how they switch out to a heavier buffer and all their problems go away. Another thing I noticed, those also tend to be the pistol length barrels, so I don't know if there's something going on with kind of the gas there. But usually the issues that I've seen people having, it's either remedied by just continuing to shoot the gun, working out the hiccups, or switching to a heavy buffer. Which brings me to my next thing. So my original overview, I've swapped out the flash hider. I mentioned that. But my first video, I said I was going to shoot it with the original flash hider, which is basically this exact same thing, just minus the ports here. And then I was going to put on this one, which is the proper T91 flash hider / muzzle brake, and see if I can notice any real difference. And I figured it was just so minor. Plus, it's not like I'm going to be switching it out there at the range. I'm going to switch it out and go back the next day or the next weekend. And I'm not going to be able to feel the difference if there is any. So I just kind of went ahead and put that on there. I do think I bring this up in my accessories video. And then the other thing I lied about was I had purchased an anti-tilt buffer for this. Now, a lot of people do just run a standard buffer, and we'll run a standard weight or at least an H1. The T91 Tactical offers this anti-tilt buffer. You can see it's got that little bit that sticks out there. And it comes as an H2 and has an additional weight to make it an H3 if you so wish to. I need to quit trying to put guns together while looking through the camera. So I went ahead, the gun was just sitting there, it was bugging me. So I went ahead and put in the anti-tilt buffer as the way it came, which apparently is the H2. So I never fired this with a standard weight buffer or just a standard buffer. All of the 250 rounds have had the anti-tilt H2 buffer in there. Once again, I had zero malfunctions. Very low recoil. Now, of course, obviously 223 is already a very low recoil round. But I definitely felt like this was much lower than with the standard upper on here. And then obviously the heavy buffer, I'm sure, kind of plays in with that. One thing I did notice is the original setup with the original, the lower is a Bear Creek Arsenal lower. And with the Bear Creek Arsenal upper and the spring and the buffer it came with, whenever I'd shoot it, it'd kind of have a twang. It's not like you're almost jumping on a old box mattress or something. And I've heard people comment about that before, and it really doesn't impede functionality in any way. It's just kind of weird. And somewhat annoying too. So when I bought the anti-tilt buffer, it did come with a new spring. This has zero twang to it whatsoever. So that also kind of took care of that problem, which was nice because that's always bugging. So the mags that I used, obviously I used the T91 style magazine here because, you know, it's T91 upper, I just had to. And as I mentioned in the accessories video, this one came with a Magpul style anti-tilt follower. The one in the picture on the T91 Tactical website is just the standard follower. So if you order one, I'm not sure if they're all using this anti-tilt follower now or what the story is on that. But I had absolutely zero issues with this mag. And then the other mags I brought were just mags that, you know, I could trust and depend on. If I had any issues with this gun, I didn't want to be like, oh, well, was it the magazine or was it actually, you know, the upper or whatever. So I just brought up my standard Gen 3. Yeah, Gen 3, you know, Magpul, proven, windowed mag. That obviously ran just fine. And my Magpul, same thing, just with a little extension on there, adds like 3 or 5 rounds or some crap. This worked just fine. And then I haven't really tested this mag out at all. Picked it up a while back, just never used it. It's a Gen 3 once again, 40 round Magpul mag. And so first time using this mag was actually with this little setup here, and no issues whatsoever. Like I said before. Yeah, I mean, the groupings were really good. I'm not a hot shot marksman or anything. It was shooting a little low, but that's just a simple, adjustment on the front sight post there. So I was really happy with the grouping. Really easy to do follow-up shots. Like I said, that recoil was just practically non-existent. Also, one thing I was kind of concerned about, and I go over this in the accessories video once again, the carry handle. Let's see, Small Arm Solutions has some great videos on these T91s. And he talked about how he had ordered this very carry handle here, the T91 style. And his first two, he actually stripped, tightening them down. I kind of joke about the guy's, kind of looks like kind of a big dude, so it's not too surprising that he would just, strip that off there. So watching that, I was a little cautious when I tightened these up. I did put some blue Loctite on there, and then I got them tight. I mean, I wasn't gentle with them. I got them good and snug, but I didn't get crazy and angry with it and over torque it. But like I said, 2 different shooting sessions, 250 rounds, and I've been, I shook the crap out of this handle after each time shooting it. It's on there pretty tight, so, I think we're good on that. That was one thing I was kind of curious about, how well that would hold up. Another thing you'll see brought up a lot on these uppers, it's very clean. The first time I took it out and shot it, I did something I usually don't do, and I didn't really clean it. When I first got this, I wiped everything down, oiled it. Then I went out, shot it, brought it back. I was just tired or lazy. I don't remember what my deal was. I'm kind of OCD, and I usually clean these shortly after. But I just sprayed some Barrel Blast this stuff here, I don't know really how well it actually works, but it just kind of sprays crap out of the barrel and evaporates really quick. It's just kind of like a real quick, light cleaning. And I just sprayed some of that out of the barrel. I mildly wiped down the bolt carrier and the bolt. They weren't very dirty at all. Put a little more oil on them. Took it back the next day, and obviously that's not really, I'm not really running it through its paces or anything there, but it was almost like, is it even worth cleaning? It really wasn't dirty at all. And then after the second time I shot it, once again, I don't know what was going on. I was just tired or something. I just sprayed a little bit of barrel blast through the barrel, and it sat for probably 2 weeks before I was like, crap, I never cleaned that. And I got around to actually cleaning it. Everything cleaned up real quick, real nice. The barrel cleaned out really nice. I mean, I didn't have to scrub it hard or anything. It, the way it is right now, it looks like it's a brand new barrel again. So the nitride finish, is doing a nice good job holding up there. So, very low maintenance, very clean. And then the other thing is, I was kind of curious what was going to happen. Now your typical modern AR upper, you've got a little wedge that sticks out here, and that's your shell deflector. This doesn't have that, although this ridge here is a lot thicker. And that kind of actually works as a shell deflector. And as you can see, 250 rounds, I mean, there's like not a nick on it anywhere. So I was kind of curious if this was going to get really, get like a big wear mark, which, I don't really care. And things like that are kind of beauty marks to me anyways. But nothing. It's going to be a while before I get any kind of shell marks. I know some people are really OCD and they like to put like tape on it and stuff. This one, I do not think you even need to worry about that. It's not going to be an issue. And also the other thing, you guys are wondering what the hell's going on with all this right now. This lower is kind of just a loner lower to play around with this upper. I have no clue what route I'm going to go. I said I wasn't going to make a T91 clone out of this, and I'm not going to. I think I'm going to get another upper to do that. So this one I'm just going to have some fun with. I'm not really sure what brand of lower I'm going to go with. I mean, right now I'm just enjoying it as it is, having fun. So that's why there's this mismatched butt stock on here and a like Vietnam era looking shotgun sling. I recently picked up a Polish Tantal. I'll be doing a video on that. It's a Century build. Ugh, fingers crossed. It does have the correct barrel. But it actually had this Tapco stock on there. And the ATI stock that was on this Bear Creek Arsenal, I mean, it was snug and everything, but there's a little bit of play in it. And I was just curious and threw this one that came off the Tapco Tantal that I picked up. And it still got a little bit of play, but it's actually a lot snugger, more snug. So I just said, whatever, left it on there. And then he had just had this sling, I guess, lying around and was like, do you want it? So I was like, sure. And, this didn't have a sling, so I figured I'll just throw it on here. I do plan on eventually getting like a Magpul quick adjust 2-point sling. But I don't even really know if I want a sling on this. I mean, this isn't a surplus gun. I'm not trying to keep that authentic look. And so this is just kind of like taking the sling idea for a test drive, I guess. So that's why it looks like this. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this helps you out at all if you're kind of on the line about getting one of these. I mean, I've always considered myself an AK guy just simply because the AK is quote-unquote cooler, not because it's better or anything. And, I picked up this Bear Creek Arsenal AR just to have one in the collection. It just made sense to me. And, I'd shot it a fair amount, but I never really was like, ooh, I want to go out and shoot that. Man, this upper changes all of that. Like, I really want to take this out and shoot it a lot. So, like, I've been, I recently got a Setney L, and it's been like, oh, well, which one do I waste the ammo on? That hasn't been the easiest decision. This is a very, very fun gun. Maybe I'll do a comparison between this upper and the Setney L sometime, because the recoil is very low on both of them. And I do definitely want to take them both out and see which one actually is the lower recoiling of the two. I have a feeling the Setney will win, but that is to be determined. So, all right, guys. that's it. That is my initial shooting impressions of the Wolf Performance A1 upper, or the Taiwanese T91 upper. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Stay shiny.